wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess, and let's get in some front page news. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning, DJ Envy, Charlamagne the God, and
Peace.
Lauren LaRosa. Happy Friday, and cheers to the freaking weekend.
Happy Friday.
Okay, y'all don't got the energy I need today. It is Friday, okay? Okay, top of the headline. Let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. A federal judge is blocking the Trump administration's mass firings of federal workers.
Good.
Right. A U.S. District Court judge ruled on Thursday that the Office of Personnel Management must rescind a memo that resulted in mass firings of probationary employees. Now, the ruling says the firings were probably illegal, but it does not reinstate the workers who have already been dismissed. Now, the judge also referred to probationary employees as, quote, the lifeblood of our government. Another court hearing is scheduled for March 13th. And of course, this comes as at the same time, unemployment claims are at their highest level this year so far. The Labor Department reports initial filings for unemployment benefits hit around 242,000 in the week ending in February 22nd. That's an increase of 22,000 from the previous week and well above the Dow Jones estimate of 225,000. So you guys have any thoughts on that?
I'm all for it. You know, like I say, I've been saying it all week and for the past couple of weeks. I'm all for the idea of government efficiency, but it needs to be done right. What's happening is illegal. They are not obeying the law because they're bypassing Congress. You can't have all these meltdowns of agencies, all of this dysfunction, and you must obey the law. Elon Musk should be coordinating with Congress while he's doing that. And even bigger than that, he's not an elected official.
Not at all.
Yeah, and I can't imagine that any of this is efficient for the government.
Yes, I understand he's appointed by the president, but he wasn't sworn in by the Senate, so no.
But isn't it true that because he's a quote-unquote consultant, he can only work a limited amount of time?
130 days. 130 days. Yep.
Trump going to change that.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll see. Speaking of President Trump.
Yeah, I just don't understand how you have somebody with all of that unchecked power, but that person themselves doesn't have to go through any checks and balances to do what it is that they're doing.
Well, switching gears to President Trump, he says a lot of progress has been made or is being made in the Russia-Ukraine war. He made the comments during a joint news conference with UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Trump said the groundwork is being laid for a ceasefire deal between the two sides, but he doesn't want to get ahead of himself until a deal is actually done. Let's hear more from President Trump.
As I discussed with Prime Minister Starmer, the next step we're making is toward a very achievable ceasefire. We hope that can happen quickly. Tomorrow, the progress toward peace will continue when President Zelensky visits the White House. He'll be here tomorrow in the early part of the day, and we'll be signing a historic agreement that will make the United States a major partner in developing Ukraine's minerals and rare earths.
Yeah, Trump said the U.S. will be reimbursed for providing defense funds for Ukraine and cited the minerals deal he made with Ukrainian President Zelensky, who is, again, scheduled to meet with President Trump today to sign that deal as well as have further talks about the Ukraine-Russia war. Now, the president said his administration has made historic progress when it comes to creating peace around the world. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer agrees. He praised Trump for his efforts to get a ceasefire done between Ukraine and Russia. Let's hear more from UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer.
You've created a moment of tremendous opportunity to reach a historic peace deal, a deal that I think would be celebrated in Ukraine and around the world. That is the prize. But we have to get it right.
Yeah, Trump says he wants to decrease U.S. support for Ukraine and allow the rest of Europe to pick up the slack. Trade is also expected to be, or trade was also a discussion amongst the UK Prime Minister after Trump has been imposing steep tariffs on allies since taking office. Any thoughts on that?
I'm not mad at any of that. World peace is always a great thing. That's something we all pray for. I was driving into work today and I saw a falling star, and that was literally my wish. My wish was for world peace.
Speaking of a falling star, that's so cool. You know, you were talking about this earlier this week. There's a rare planetary alignment happening today. Stargazers will be able to see 7 planets.
Which 7?
Which 7?
Okay, which 7? We got Saturn, Neptune. Sheesh. To the naked eye. I'm sorry, I don't have a list of which ones. I'm gonna pull them up in just a second.
There's only 8 of them.
Uranus.
We on one of them.
Uranus.
What is up with y'all this morning?
Uranus is wonderful. I've been telling y'all all week that y'all can see these stars from the naked eye.
First of all, y'all talking like we're in another galaxy. Which planets? Like we're on. It's only 8 of them, and we're on one.
Oh, that's right. And then they don't consider Pluto a planet anymore. So all 7. Let's go through them. What are they? Jupiter, Mars.
I didn't remember none of that.
Saturn,
so
Jupiter,
Saturn,
Mars, Uranus,
Mercury,
Venus, Mercury, Earth.
We got them.
No, we're missing one.
No, Pluto.
Pluto.
They don't consider
Neptune.
Pluto.
I only named 7. Neptune.
You're right.
There
You got it.
Yep.
All right. So the best chance of viewing all 7 planets will be in places free of light pollution and in areas without an obstructed view of the horizon. So you might want to check that out tonight, guys. Of course.
That'd be something to get high to. What time is it?
I'd imagine at night once the nightfall comes. Yeah, but
take my edible at the right time so that kick in.
You said NASA also suggests you can also use binoculars and a telescope to get a better view. But
All right. That's usually how it works, NASA, when you want to look at something in the sky.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of geniuses up there, huh?
All right.
Okay, Elon, I might be with you. All right. Okay, what you mean?
Oh my gosh.
And that's front page news. Thank you, Morg. We'll see you next hour.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRose is here as well. And let's get in some front page news. Let's start off with some quick sports. This Saturday, 8 p.m., Javante Tank Davis is taking on Lamont Roach. All right, so definitely check it out. It's going to be happening at the Barclays Center.
I'll be watching that. What is that coming on? Amazon, right?
On Prime.
Yeah, Amazon Prime. Yep.
And also, salute to Steph Curry. I don't know if you've seen the game last night.
Yes, I did.
He dropped 56 points, 12 three-pointers. I think he had 11 in the fourth quarter. He went stupid last night.
Let me tell you something about Steph Curry, and I mean this sincerely. Greatest waffle-colored Negro to ever exist. There's never been a beige man before Steph Curry, and I don't think there'll be a beige man after Steph Curry, except for maybe his son Cannon, because he's set up for success. He's going to have to be a great shooter. Greatest beige man to ever exist, Steph Curry.
Yeah, he went stupid last night. But good morning, Morgan.
Good morning, Envy and Charlamagne and Lauren. All right, y'all, let's get into it. So the long-awaited Jeffrey Epstein documents released by the DOJ Thursday provided little to no information. About 200 pages in the document dumped contain flight logs and contact lists that include hundreds of associates, most that were already made public. Now, U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi, she said in a letter to FBI Director Kash Patel on Thursday that she had only received 200 pages of the documents, and she's demanding the full and complete Epstein files. She wants them delivered to her office by 8 a.m. today. Attorney General Pam Bondi says she will be releasing those files as soon as today. Let's hear more from AG Pam Bondi.
Breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released. A lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information, but it's pretty sick what that man did. You're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office.
Epstein, of course, pleaded guilty and was convicted in 2008 by a Florida state court of procuring a child for prostitution. Then Epstein was arrested again in 2019 on federal charges for the sex trafficking of minors in Florida and New York. He later unalived himself in a prison in New York by hanging.
Why does it feel like nobody cares about that list?
I was about to say.
Maybe because it's been so much time. But go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say the same thing you said. I think it just took so long. And I feel like we all know we ain't going to get the real... Like, they're not going to release anything that's about to, like, explode the world. Like, I feel like they're going to hide stuff. So.
Yeah, they've been talking about this list for, 6-7 years now?
I'm tired.
I don't think people care about that list anymore.
Also, I think it's because it would be too much hypocrisy from folks if they started, talking about it. Because you can't really politicize it, right? Because if you on the right and you say, hey, Bill Clinton's on it, then the right will be, then the left will be like, well, Donald Trump's on it.
Correct.
I just think it's too much hypocrisy from both sides, And I also feel like there's not enough black celebrities on there. Because if there was black celebrities on there, it would be all over the place. And you know who'd be pushing it? Black goddamn Twitter.
Oh my gosh. All right, y'all, let's switch gears to some health news as cases of measles are on the rise in the U.S. Now, the nation's top health official weighed in on Wednesday at the cabinet meeting on a growing measles outbreak that has now claimed the life of a child in Texas. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said officials are following the measles epidemic every day. However, he said the number of cases, hospitalizations, and even a death aren't necessarily cause for panic. Let's hear more from HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
We're watching it, and there are about 20 people hospitalized, mainly for quarantine. We're watching it. We put out a post on it yesterday, and we're going to continue to follow it. Incidentally, there have been 4 measles outbreaks this year. In this country last year, there were 16. So it's not unusual. We have measles outbreaks every year.
So just to clarify, the health officials have come out and say that you will not quarantine in a hospital. So that information that he said about quarantining in a hospital is wrong. But the death was confirmed in Texas, where an outbreak mainly among unvaccinated population. It was the first death attributed to the highly contagious disease in the U.S. since 2015. 7 other states have also reported measles cases so far this year, including, of course, Texas, as previously mentioned, Alaska, California, Georgia, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, and Rhode Island. So have you guys heard of anything or know anybody impacted where you are?
I thought somebody in Jersey passed away. That's what I thought. I mean, I'm getting the news from my mama because, you know, when my mom hears about these type of outbreaks, she calls me immediately. Did your kids get the measles shots? And my answer is, I don't know. Ask Gia. But yeah, it's scaring a lot of people in New Jersey right now.
Why we talk? Measles has been eliminated from the U.S. for a long time.
It's back.
Because we're dealing with a lot of people who are unvaccinated, and you know, there's a lot of mistrust amongst the Black community about vaccinations. And this particular incident with the measles is impacting a lot of the Hispanic population. And of course, anybody who's vulnerable, like children and those and elderly people, stand to be impacted. So
I guess what I'm asking, when did people start getting scared of measles vaccinations? Like, when did this happen?
I thought you had to have it to go to school. That's what I was.
That's what I'm saying. When did this happen? I missed the memo of when people started being afraid of measles vaccinations. It's been contained in America for so long. Like, when did people?
I don't know.
Stop thinking they were safe.
The Tuskegee. Never mind. Okay. I was going to say is it the Tuskegee experiment?
But I'm saying let me just be clear what I'm saying. Measles has been eliminated from the U.S. for a long time, even though we know outbreaks can still occur, and they've been eliminated because of a highly effective measles vaccination program. I'm just saying, when did people all of a sudden start, thinking the measles vaccines weren't safe?
Who's to say that they're scared of the vaccine? Is just the fact that they just don't want to be vaccinated, or people are worried about what vaccinations can do to them or the impacts of vaccination.
But like
I guess he's saying it's been happening, right?
Yeah, but I thought you had to be vaccinated. Certain vaccinations you had to have to go to school, and I thought measles was one of them. I could be wrong, but I thought that was one of them to go to school for kids.
Yeah, but then you have people who, opt out, or they have exemptions for reasons. So, I mean, I don't have all the answers, but
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So let's switch gears to something blackity black. Is only the last day, or close to the last day of Black History Month. The 2025 Central Intercollegiate Athletic Association basketball tournament is currently underway in Baltimore, Maryland. The CIAA is the longest running HBCU athletics conference in the country. Men's and women's tournaments brings 24 teams to Charm City to play in a single elimination tournament at CFG Bank Arena from February 21st through March 1st. Now, this will be the fifth year, that the tournament will be held in Baltimore after it has been historically held in Charlotte, North Carolina. I spoke exclusively with CIAA Commissioner Jackie McWilliams Parker for the Black Information Network about the tournament, and here's what she had to say.
I mean, it truly is a week of an experience. I'm really excited because this is our 50th anniversary for women's basketball. We celebrated 75 years of the tournament, which was really predicated to the men's, but we included our women in that 75 years.
Congratulations.
But this year we'll be focused. Our logo is based on 50 years. All the implementations and activities surrounding what you're seeing in our social media is showcasing all the MVPs over the last 50 years.
Yeah, so if you're in the Baltimore area, definitely participate in some of those activities. Also, in conjunction with CIAA, the Black-owned restaurant tour is going on. Board organizer Ezekwe DeVoe spoke with me about the tour. Basically, there's 16 restaurants that participate in board, from small mom and pop shops to Michelin star dining, and it runs in conjunction with CIAA so that Black-owned restaurants in the area can actually stand to benefit economically from those who come in town for CIAA. And speaking of which, while we talking on the topic, Al Sharpton's DEI boycott plan has come out. The 24-hour blackout on Friday, February 28th from 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. He's saying that this is the first step to counter an attack on DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And so we should not shop at Amazon, Walmart, and McDonald's. Do not make purchases. Do not shop online and store. No Amazon, no Walmart, no Best Buy, no McDonald's, no gas, no major retailers. Do not use credit or debit cards for non-essential spending. Do you guys think this will work? It's just one day. What are your thoughts?
I was just about to ask you guys, what does one day, like, how does that impact long term?
So this note, he says corporations and banks only care about their bottom line. Disrupting the economy for even one day sends a powerful message.
I have no idea. Whatever people feel like they need to do in order to, have their voice heard or, disrupt the system or protest, do your thing. Like, I'm not knocking nobody for whatever it is they choose to do, whether you choose to boycott or whether you choose to boycott, whatever you choose to do, do your thing. I don't
It doesn't sound like you would participate. So doesn't it,
No,
strengthen
I don't
numbers?
think I'm participating, but I'm not in the way of anybody that chooses to do it.
Okay. All
And
right,
also, I
well,
want to tell Miss Parker, hi, Miss Parker, the CIAA was so much better in North Carolina.
That is a
I
fact.
just want to put that out there.
That is a fact.
It's not the same in the DMV
I was
area.
thinking the same thing.
Like,
It's lost all its luster
That's
since
right.
it's left the 704. It's just true. Sorry, Baltimore.
It has to go back to North Carolina, like, no, in no disrespect, but in the DMV area, it's just not the same. It's not the same feeling. It's just not.
Morgan ain't even going out this weekend.
what?
You ain't going nowhere. You ain't participating in no CIAA activities. Don't
I'm
even
gonna be
lie to us.
outside. Yeah, y'all.
You
Yeah, I'm
ain't gonna be
outside.
there.
Yeah, it's been trash ever since it was out in the DMV area.
I'm not gonna say trash.
It has
I'm just
been
gonna say
trash.
it's lost its luster.
Okay, it's been trash, and when it was in North Carolina, it was fun. It was better teams. It just seems like the community put their arm around it a lot better, Miss Parker. If
Well, I
you're
don't know if it
listening.
was better teams because I don't even know who was playing. I never went for the games.
I went to the game a couple times.
But I will just say it definitely was better when it was in Charlotte, North Carolina. It felt like more of an event in Charlotte.
Absolutely.
When it went to Baltimore, it don't have that feeling.
No.
Do Baltimore
Y'all
even
scared?
get excited about that?
I was gonna say, are y'all scared? Just say that. Y'all scared to come to Baltimore? Just say that.
You ain't going nowhere this weekend, Morgan. You're gonna be in the house.
She didn't put that DMV accent on. Oh, y'all scared?
Y'all scared? No. All right. Well, no, I'm gonna definitely be outside, so y'all could check in with me. And that's your front page news. I'm Morgan Wood. Follow me at Morgan Media, and for more news coverage, follow at Black Information Network or download the free iHeartRadio app. And visit us at binnews.com. Have a great weekend, y'all.
Wake that ass up. Early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.